Hi guys, welcome back to Hot Girl Evolving. Today I'm here with my agent, Ilana.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on your show.
I'm so excited to have you. Guys, I went into the agency and she was like, oh my god, I can't believe you haven't had me on your podcast. And I was like, I didn't even know you wanted to be on it.
I want to participate in all the things. This sounds really fun.
No, it's going to be fun. Okay, I have some questions. We have somebody coming to take digitals like in 15 minutes, so we're going to make this quick. Okay, so I want to know how you became a model agent, and was this your initial plan in college? Also, her dog is running around, just in case you're like, what's that sound?
So I always wanted to work in fashion, and for me, I was obsessed with the models of the early 2000s. I never saw myself as an agent working within the talent realm, but I went to FIT. I studied in advertising and communication, so I knew I wanted to be part of this world in some capacity. I kind of call myself like a fashion industry mutt because I've had like all sorts of different roles, from the editorial side to the PR side. So when I got the opportunity to work at Identity, it sort of was like, why don't I take this risk? And it's been 7 years and I would not have. I'm so happy I made that decision.
So wait, when did you get the opportunity to work with the Identity? Like, did you graduate and go straight to them, or did you do something?
No. So when I graduated, I went to Teen Vogue. Then I was working at a boutique PR agency that represented like cool emerging designers. And then from there, I think this was like, I honestly can't remember. I think it was 2017 that I started working at Identity.
Okay. So that was like when I started in like 2020, so you were like there for 3 years.
Exactly.
And what were your expectations of like the industry versus the actual reality of working in fashion? And
so it's definitely not as luxurious as everyone makes it out to be. I think that there's a wild like misconception about models and working on set and what it really means to be a model. But I do think that we live in a bubble, or we work in a bubble, and it's important to just like, it's not as like mean or devious or mischievous as like people make it out to be. Like really people are supportive like when you work in the industry, and so that definitely surprised me. It's not like The Devil Wears Prada or like Confessions of a Shopaholic, like any of those movies that you see.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the same thing. Like I always like from the movies it's portrayed so like, you know, it is like, especially in The Devil Wears Prada, I'm like, oh my god, is it actually like that's like work at magazines? Are people like this? And then I moved to New York, I was like, oh, it's totally.
Yeah, no, people are nice. I also think that like, I always imagine that there's a lot of money in this industry, but there is not. It surprises me every day how low budgets are like across the board. But people are scrappy and make it work. So I think that's like somewhat impressive.
Yeah. What about the industry has changed since you first started, and what else do you think needs to change?
That's a really good question. Well, I will say what I've loved to see is like the evolution of diversity within the industry. I think that, you know, you have a higher chance of succeeding, and you know, decision makers within the industry are looking at the right types of people now, as opposed to like one very specific type of profile. But I hope, what do I want to change? When you say within the industry, do you mean modeling industry specific?
Well, like, I guess what have you noticed since you first started? Because you've been doing this for like 7 years. So what's kind of different now? I feel like social media probably has gone.
TikTok has definitely changed the game. But I think overall, like, influencers will never replace models. We can talk about AI, but I don't think like AI is ever going to really replace real models, just because it's not like what a consumer is looking for. But yeah, I would love for like the conversations of like tech to kind of slow down, and for people to like lean more on other people, because like that's what we're here for. And I just don't want to see my job get like diminished.
Do you think that will happen? Like they won't be agents anymore?
I don't know. I feel like there's always a need for an agency.
Yeah, totally. Like especially because how would that be possible? How could we?
I don't know. I mean, like some people think that they're capable of being like a free agent, and I would say that modeling is like one of the like you have it in sports, but like,
Right.
I don't think that like in entertainment and modeling and fashion you can really operate as a free agent unless you're an influencer, but even
Okay.
they have agents
Yeah.
and managers that like take care of them.
Well, I feel like you kind of need that protection because, like, otherwise it's like, especially things with like payments or even image, like things that
Exactly.
you handle for us. Like, I probably couldn't do myself in contracts and things like
Yeah,
that.
no, that's very true. I mean, hopefully not, but you never
We
know.
never know. I know my middle school teacher used to tell me, she's like, "Ma, you need to find a new job because they're gonna have robot models." And I'm like, okay.
I mean,
well.
like, she wasn't too far off. Like, there's, like, some crazy things. And, like, the people... I think there was, like, some male model who's, like... He saw his face, like, on an AI-generated ad, like, on the subway. And it's,
and
like...
he didn't know, or like,
Yeah, no. He, like, never, like, consented to, like, letting them use his likeness.
that's so weird.
But maybe he did and it wasn't clear in a contract.
Right.
Goose, could you maybe not step away? Thank you.
What do you think makes a good model, or like when you have somebody coming in that's like meeting with the agency, what are you looking for?
I look a lot for personality. I think, you know, at Identity specifically, we're such a small agency.
Yeah.
So, like, you and I have a beautiful
Yes.
relationship that's, like, beyond just modeling. Like,
Right.
I like to think you lean to me as a friend.
Totally.
And, you know, a wise older person.
Oh, you are.
But something I look for is confidence. I think that when you're confident, like, it changes the whole game.
Totally.
I think that, you know, I just like someone who has like a basic understanding of the fashion industry. Like, I don't expect you to know everything, but it is nice when like I ask, oh, who's your favorite model? And someone doesn't say like, who like the top 50.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
the basic ones that you really
Like,
know.
what designers do you see yourself working for? It's nice if they can just answer those questions.
Right.
Like, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I love about the Identity is that you guys are small. I always talk about how, like, I've been with so many different agencies or had so many, like, experiences within modeling. And, like, you guys were the first agency that made me feel like I wasn't just, like a money machine and, like, I was an actual person.
Yeah, no, we're about, like, if you just take models for the sake of, you know, making a buck, like, you're doing such a disservice to them and to your agency because, like, that reputation absolutely follows you.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's, if you want to manage talent and see them have careers that extend beyond, you know, a year or even a season, you can't just take models.
Right.
Like, you have to be really thorough and intentional with who you're signing and who you're signing up to work with.
Totally. Well, those are all my questions.
This was great. Thank you so much for having me. And Goose, are you going to become a star?
I think he is. Wait, can you even see him? Oh, yeah, you can.
Goose, we do also represent dogs at Identity. So
Do
far,
you?
I only have one client. But if you have any cute pups or if you're cute and you follow and you watch
What's the
this-
youngest you guys represent? Babies or no babies yet?
I mean,
Like,
if
tell
you
them.
want to count like Matthias's baby.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, so our main agent just had a baby, so I'm thinking that Nina will have to.
Yeah,
Get in front of the
exactly. She's a month old, so like,
Let's get them working.
yeah, we have to get her to work. No, I would say the youngest models that we're signing at this point are like 20 years old. Like, we don't sign like 16-year-olds anymore.
Wait, so before you worked at the Identity, you weren't doing you weren't an agent because if you were at
No.
Teen Vogue, like what were you doing?
I was like an editorial assistant.
That is so fun.
Yeah, I was doing editorial assisting, and I was just
Were you like involved in the casting process or not really?
no, that was like a whole separate department. But there was like this one editorial that we did with Bella Hadid and Jessie Joe Stark. Which was like the highlight of my life at
Yeah, I
the
was
time. I
gonna
was
say.
like, there's nothing cooler than this.
And were you on set?
No.
But you got to like
Yeah, I got to
the
see.
process.
I got to see like, you know, the logistics side of
Right,
it,
right.
and that was very fun. But then when I was in PR, I was like helping build like runway stages.
Oh my god.
So like,
So I feel like you just have like a whole background in fashion. That's so fun.
I've definitely climbed the corporate ladder, like, and hit my benchmarks like according to plan.
Yeah. I think that's just life, kind of just
Yeah,
a long journey.
Definitely. And you have to pay your dues. I know it sounds like dated and trite, but you know, in any job that you have, like, you have to start out junior and you have to know when it's your place to offer insight or opinions and just work your way to the top, because as like stressful as it is, like feeling like, oh, I have so many opinions and thoughts that like would make X, Y, or Z better, like that's just not the nature of the
Yeah.
industry. You have to like know when to listen and learn, and then you can take all of those experiences and, you know, use them later in life. That's the most important thing I've
I
learned.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you when I'm back from Australia.
Okay. Amazing. Counting down the days.
Bye, guys.
Bye.